Americana with your beautiful bearded host, Zach Walker. Alabama's best no-holds-barred, constitutionally conservative, Christ-centered talk radio. If that don't fire you up, your wood's wet. Now, it's time for your bearded host, Zach Walker.
Go! I'm just kidding. I was going to give you my Spanish soccer introduction to the show this morning, but instead, let's do it like we normally do. Welcome into Boomer and the Beard. It is the Monday morning edition. It is cold outside. Baby, it's cold outside, which is fantastic because the weather's never been better. The weather's never been better. Boomer loves this weather. We have got a great show for you this morning. We have 48 hours. Oh, I guess would it be 24 or so, and then 12 more, so really more like 36 hours until allegedly we might potentially know who the president might possibly be at some point in the future, at some point down the road, after challenge after challenge after challenge and court case after court case after court case. But tomorrow is indeed election day, and so you can expect a pretty election-centric show over the course of the next couple of days. Maybe not in the way you would expect. We've got some weekend updates we've got to get to. But before we can do any of that, we've got to get the starting lineup on the field. We've got to get the team. You know, everybody stands on the line. We play the national anthem. We call out the starting lineup. It's time to get our players on the field. The best exported product from Shelbyville, Kentucky, since Colonel Sanders. He still watches movies on VHS, impresses his wife with his mixtapes from the late 80s, early 90s, and is actually old enough to understand what it means to shake it like a Polaroid picture. The godfather of old souls, Boomer. What's up, buddy?
And if you want to say it loathes cold weather, I will add that to it. I cannot stand it right now.
Well, I hope you enjoy your last day on the show. No, how are you, buddy? How was your weekend?
I'm frozen. That's what I am.
Oh, gosh. Okay, thanks
Let
for
it
that.
go. Let it go.
Let's get to Sandy. Hey, Sandy. How are you, Sandy Lou?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
Oh, I was better before I was dealing with old whiny pants over here.
I know. You know, some people just cannot be happy with anything.
It's impossible.
You know,
It's impossible.
I love this weather. This is like my favorite time of the year. I can pull all my hoodies out.
It's
like I've got my cute little pink hat. Oh yes, and singing Christmas songs like that. We put our Christmas tree up last night. Not fully and completely.
Wait a minute.
See,
but we put our Christmas tree up last night. We sure did. We have a tree in our big picture window.
Stop.
Yes.
It's November the 2nd.
Yes, I know. And I'm very thankful for November the 2nd. And I wanted to put my Christmas tree up before Halloween.
It doesn't really matter. The fact is, I think if I heard you correctly, you said you just put up a Christmas tree.
Yep. Second one I put up.
But then very quickly you said, not fully.
No, we don't have decorations on it or anything, but it's
Then what's the
up.
point of a Christmas tree?
Because it's happy.
But it's only happy with decorations.
No, it's lit up. It's soft. The ambiance in the room. Look, it's 2020. And
what does that have to do with anything? What, does your tree have the Rona? Like what?
2020 sucks.
Is your tree a peaceful protester?
Tree, yes, exactly. My tree it just makes me happy. It makes the family happy. Exactly.
You identify.
That's my motto.
You identify today with Christmas Eve. Therefore, it is.
cold temperatures have
Look, that went. She's still trying to
I
wrap
believe
her mind around
I
that
did
one.
that.
She's trying to wrap her mind around that one.
No, didn't do anything to declare it was Christmas.
Well,
Eve.
it'd have to be closer to Christmas than November the 2nd to put a Christmas tree up. Connor, do you have Christmas trees up? Speaking of, producer Connor, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good. No Christmas trees up
When
yet.
do you put Christmas trees up?
It's usually after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's normally.
Well,
that's normally
that's
what
what
normal regular people do.
Well, we all know I'm not normal,
Well,
so there you go.
But, I mean, even most Christmas-loving people.
Well, and I'll say, I have always said, and I have always made it a declaration in my house, we will not have our Christmas tree up until after Thanksgiving. And this year, I have just been like, you know what?
Screw it.
I'm done. Yep, I'm done. We're putting that Christmas tree up, and we're going to be happy, by
Sandy,
God,
that's
George.
just so 2020.
I know,
It's
right?
just so 2020. Why
Thanks
are you
for
laughing,
making
Connor?
me sound like an
I think it's
idiot.
funny.
Okay, all right, just want to make sure. No, I wasn't making you sound like that. Was me saying that that's so 2020.
It's not working, Zach.
It worked. Well, everybody laughed but you, so it worked for somebody. Well, we've got a weekend update. I want to. I mean, I'll save mine. Boomer, how was your weekend, buddy?
It was good. The trick or treating thing was kind of depressing, at least
Yeah.
in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
I wasn't as many kids, so I really felt sad for the kids.
It was my son's first time to go trick or treating too. I've got a story related to that, but yeah, that was quite sad.
Aw.
What else?
Then we had some punk. I think this is the Christian way. Punk A kids.
Okay.
That I
So
went
it's
in.
Christian to a fake cursing, but not actually curse. Got it. Okay.
That I went inside to use the restroom, and then came back out, and they had taken the candy and dumped it all over my driveway. So I was kind of
Oh,
almost
I'd have
went
whooped
into. I chased him.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. Yeah, absolutely. I
Hold on a
did-
minute.
love
Wait,
it.
picture it. Boomers running down.
No,
the
no, I got
neighborhood.
in the car.
Oh, he got in the car.
I went full blown Karen. I did.
Good
Did you
job.
find him?
Oh yeah. No, they hid behind like a fence, and then they came out, and
Oh, no.
they walked out, and I was like, my house and everybody around ours has cameras, so you look pretty stupid, but I'll enjoy watching the video. And they were just like, deer in headlights kind of look, and then ran off, and
I'd have found somebody's mama.
then my wife was like,
I
"Well,
would have too.
Our house has been targeted now, so we'll probably be getting eggs wiping off windows and stuff for a long time." But yeah, it was just dumb. Like I said, it was older kids.
There's no point in that.
There's not. I mean,
But then again, I have to then ask myself, what was the point in throwing toilet paper all over trees? What was the point?
'Cause it was fun.
Right. So I mean, but then again, but let's all right. So let's land on that for a minute, because I was an absolutely rambunctious child, and so now I didn't do a lot of damage to property. That I never did. That was one thing that like my parents made it very
Right.
clear, like ding dong ditching, stuff like that, whatever, no big deal. My parents would have still killed me had they known, but I was never going to cross that line into property damage. And so we did some toilet paper, we did some TP in the yards. Never threw an egg. I've had them thrown at my truck, but I've never thrown them. But let's address like what is the point in, and I think that's part of our issue. Like, just to be destructive? Like, just pick up candy and pour it
Okay.
out on somebody's driveway? Like, there's no...
I would have been okay if they literally took all the candy.
And put it in their bag.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. If no
Yeah.
one's standing there, that's the noble thing to do. Pour it all in your... And see, I mean, I trick-or-treated with a pillowcase.
No.
So I had plenty of room for large bowls to fit in the mouth of the pillowcase, and you tip them up, and they're candy gone. That's your fault.
But now,
you shouldn't
are
have
you-
abandoned
are you
your
ta-
post.
Go ahead.
are you talking about dumping the candy out in the driveway, or are you talking about TPing? Because
No.
those
What
to
I'm
me are two
saying
different
is,
things.
what I'm saying is, we've done, but no, Sandy, you need to stay with us here. What I'm saying is, there's all kinds of things you can do that are disruptive, that are whatever, but TPing is hilarious, right? It's funny. The next day you're
Yes.
asleep, you wake up, but just taking candy and just dumping it in the driveway, like that's
Yeah.
just there's no point in that. Like TPing, there's a point. You have to go out
Yes.
and clean it all up, and it's hilarious.
Right.
But you've got a bunch of kids, and let me guess, they were probably 14 years old.
Well, they were over middle school.
Yes.
I think almost high
So
school.
here's the
Yeah.
thing. If you're old enough to say hashtag BLM, you're too old to trick or treat. If you're old enough to be woke, you're too old to trick or treat. That's all I'm saying.
I would have loved. I told my wife, I was like, because I went to use the restroom. I come out, they're at the edge of my driveway, running at that point. I would have loved if I could have caught them in the process, closer to my house. That would have had more
Yeah.
fun there, but yeah. But it was rough.
Hey, so I have something that's a little bit on a happier note that happened over the weekend to my dad. And I'm going to go ahead and share.
Go ahead.
Because I can. Okay, anyway. So my mom and dad, my dad's birthday was Friday. We said happy birthday to my dad and everything. And my dad served some time in the Air Force years and years and years ago. No. Anyway, so my mom took my dad out to eat at a local restaurant here in Athens, and one of the guys there found out that it was his birthday, and my dad had his veteran's cap on and everything. The guy had the entire restaurant which was about 15 people in there, sing happy birthday to my dad, and they both got their meal paid for. And this one young man came up, and he was probably in his mid to late 20s, sat down next to my dad, and just about had my dad like flowing with tears, because he told my dad how much he respected him for doing, for serving our country, and just told him how he didn't even know him at all, but yet he has so much admiration for him, and he respected my dad, and just hugged his neck and told him, thank you for your service. And that went a long way, not only to my dad, but to my mom and to me. I mean, that's my daddy, So that was really cool for that to happen on my dad's birthday.
There's still some decent people in the world.
Absolutely, there
Just a
are.
couple, but there's a couple. Let's go to a break. When we come back, I'll give you my weekend update. My son is me reincarnated, which is terrifying. I can't wait. I can't wait. His very first trick-or-treating outing went exactly as you would expect, and that's not a good thing. You're listening to Boomer and the Beard. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
In any home, cabinets are an instrumental part of your design. So, when you open your current cabinets, what instrument do they play? Wouldn't you rather they sounded like this? They can. It just takes one call to us.
Cabinet Express Online, North Alabama's premier cabinet supplier. Whether you want a complete custom kitchen or some of our RTA line, at Cabinet Express Online, you will get the most value out of your hard-earned money every time. Are you looking for framed or frameless? Either way, in no time at all, your dream kitchen can be a reality. And the only place you should trust to bring that dream to life is Cabinet Express Online. Schedule your free design consultation today with Cabinet Express Online. Call 256-289-7355. That's 289-7355. And online at CabinetExpressOnline.com. Design your custom kitchen today with Cabinet Express Online.
Though the world is full of wonders to amaze you as you roam, some of life's greatest treasures are found very close to home.
Find your own treasures at Highway 31 Flea Market. We have it all. Lots of furniture, both painted and project pieces, along with chairs, tables, televisions, books, and so much more. Our prices are unbeatable with products you'll love. Maybe you're looking for a bed frame, or maybe some tools. You'll find a great selection right here at Highway 31 Flea Market. We also have all kinds of collectibles and antiques. Want even more deals? You can jump on board with our week-long online auctions, beginning every Tuesday at 7 p.m. It's simple. You can join the auction at fleamarket.highbid.com. That's fleamarket.hibid.com. And be sure to visit us Monday through Saturday from 9 till 5 at Highway 31 Flea Market on Highway 31 South in Athens. What will you find when you shop Highway 31 Flea Market?
This is Mike 4 years ago. This is Mike having the same conversation with Debbie just last month. And today, he's at it again.
What's that, Mike?
I said our house is still underwater.
How do you know? Have you had it appraised lately?
Well, no.
Has the coronavirus made your life less financially stable? Are you worried about your next mortgage payment? Reed's Family REI is a family-based real estate investing company ready to buy your house for cash in any area or condition and close in 2 weeks. You don't have to fix it up. There's no agent fees, and we handle the closing costs. Selling a home can be very stressful, and Wyatt Reed and his team at Reed's Family REI will put together the best possible offer for your specific needs. Sell your home fast with Reed's Family REI. 931-292-2875. That's 931-292-2875. And online at reedsfamilyrei.org. Reed's Family REI. Creative real estate experts for all your buying or selling needs.
News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN.
Welcome back to Boomer and the Beard. I am Zach Walker. your big, bold, beautiful, boisterous, bearded host. We're doing a weekend update before we get too far. I got to give a shout out to my buddy Hans. Everybody remember Hans?
I don't.
Anybody? Bueller? Shell
Hans and
Station
Franz?
over here, my buddy.
Oh,
my buddy.
Hans!
Yeah, Hans.
Hans.
Everybody remembers Hans. Come on, guys. Golly. Hans, my buddy over at the Shell Station that is one of the only places open at 5 in the morning. I've been asking him, like, man, you been listening to the show? And he's like, man, I can't get the radio station to work right because he's got to deal with, like, the Shell Station's internal music system, right? And so he finally just was like, well, how do I listen to it on my phone? And I was like, well, that's easy, iHeartRadio app. So he pulled it up this morning when I stopped to get my drink. He, like, spun his phone around on the counter and was like, I can't make it work. Make it work. And so I got him dialed up. So our buddy Hans, the number one in customer service, right next to the Waffle House.
I've been there a couple times. I probably met Hans before.
You have
but,
met Hans. Oh, there's no question.
Yeah.
He's electric, man. He's number one. Old number one there at Shell Station is Hans. But that's how I make sure that you're at the Waffle House.
Okay.
Because I stop in and get a drink and make sure I see your car. And I'm like, all right, he's there. We're good. Which it's not like, I mean, out of everyone here, there's only been one of us that's missed a show. So, not like I have a ton to worry about there. But anyways, I wanted to give shout out to my buddy Hans over at the Shell Station. If you guys haven't checked out Hans at the Shell there on Highway 72 and 65, you're missing out on the number one customer service experience in the convenience store game. Boom.
That's strong.
Well, this new place is opening up around the corner. They're probably going to be in trouble, but
give him some help.
Yeah, that's right. So, okay. So, weekend update for this guy. Couple things. Let's just start in order. So, Friday afternoon, I went to chase the elusive American white-tailed deer, right? And for those of you that don't hunt, there's a whole process that goes into getting out to your hunting place, right? I mean, you gotta get your clothes changed, you gotta get your bag, you gotta get your weapon, whatever it is. It's bow season right now, so I had to get my compound bow and my arrows, and had to get my, like, there's a very important piece of equipment called a release that you have to have. Like, you can't shoot a compound bow with just your hands. You have to have a thing that clips onto the back of the string that you pull with. I have actually left that before and have driven all the way out there and then had to come back. And so I tried to prepare myself as best as I could, and wanted to leave out there about 2 o'clock. Wanted to get out there, get in, get settled. The wind was perfect. There's one spot on our lease that we always see a really good deer, and you need a very specific wind, and you don't want to go down there if you can't get there early. Get in and get settled and let everything get quiet, because it's a very touch and go place, right? If you get in there, the wind will swirl, it'll spook. Before you know it, it won't be worth hunting anymore, that particular spot. And you really only have a couple shots at it, or it's gone for the season, right? And so, because deer are very finicky, right? They're very spooky. Halloween, see what I did there? And so I get ready, I get geared up, I get all my stuff together, I get my bag like I like it, get changed. I mean, I went home early. Probably 2 o'clock, 2:15, 2:30, somewhere in there. I get there, I get ready to head out, and I take off. So I'm 30 minutes north of here, right, which is where we hunt. We've got a nice big lease up there. And we have a barn with a check-in system, which is very smart. Like, for those of you that have listened to this show, my dad fell out of a tree stand last year, and fortunately he was able to call me. But had he not, I would have been able to go to the barn. I would have been able to see where he checked in, and I would have been able to go to that spot and find him, right? So it's a safety thing, and so that barn has a key. Without said key, you can't get in the barn.
Can't check in.
If you can't check in, you can't hunt. And if you're 30 minutes north of home, it's going to be an hour before you can get back. Believe it or not, I was in a pretty good mood. It didn't last very long, but I got there, opened my pocket, hey, where's the keys? Where's the keys? No keys. Can't find the keys. There are no keys. So I turn around. I'm like, you know what? No big deal. No biggie. We'll just head back to the house, get the keys, turn around and come back. It's Friday. It's a weekend. It's relaxing. We're hunting. No big deal. Remember that whole gotta be in early? I didn't take my own rule. I didn't take my own advice. I didn't listen to myself. So I took off home. By the time I got back, it's freaking 4 o'clock. Like, prime time deer hunting's like 5:30, 6 o'clock. So, long story short, I just had to suffice it to suffice it to say that I wasn't really going to have a successful hunt, which I didn't. I saw some deer, but nothing good, and it was just it was one of the most frustrating endeavors that I've had in a while. Nothing like your own ignorance and forgetting things just really ruining your relaxing afternoon.
Kind of beating yourself up.
Yeah. So that was it was a bit of an adventure, but I finally got there. I did hunt, and I made myself go. I was like, Zach, you need to end this week on a relaxing, like, even if it's frustrating, even if you don't have keys, even if you don't see anything, you need to go back.
You gonna hide a key there from now on?
Nope. No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm just gonna not be an idiot from now on. Would be ideal. So that was how I started my weekend. Not a great, more of an ominous start than I would like. Of course, I was gonna wake up Saturday morning and go hunting because it was ice cold. It was like 36. And as I'm driving home Friday night, just an absolute monster of a full moon, which is like.
So actually, a harvest moon.
Yeah.
Was Friday night.
Yeah, which you know what that means?
No.
Terrible deer hunting the next day. Do you want to know why?
Too bright.
Well, all night long, all those deer do is feed. They eat, and then they go lay down right before sunup.
And
they're like,
all day.
nanny, boo, boo. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So, did not get to do much hunting. Didn't get to do much fishing. Took my son fishing. That's always a blast. He's got his own fishing rod now that he can throw and cast, but very quickly he decides, like, Daddy, we haven't caught a fish yet. And it's like, well, son, we've only tried once. He's like, I'm done fishing. It's like, okay,
I like your son.
okay. So he definitely doesn't have his dad's patience, because I'm just a bastion of patience.
Yeah, when you're hunting and fishing only, right?
That's what they, people oftentimes confuse me with Job. So, no, I'm kidding. That's a joke. But patience is not my sweet spot. So let's get it all the way to Halloween now. It's Saturday night. My son is 5 in February, so he's. I really wanted to refer to him in months. How many months would that be? 4 times 12 is 48. Plus 10 is 58. So it's like 58 months old. I wanted to refer to him in months till he voted in his first election, just because I hate those parents. They're like, he's 32 and a half months old. Like, he's 3 years old. Anyways, so he's never really trick-or-treated. We've trunk-or-treated. We've done the harvest festivals. We've done that type of stuff. But we've never, like, and I used to love trick-or-treating. Now, I hate having trick-or-treaters at my house, but I love trick-or-treating. Like, I'm the guy that turns off all the lights. Now, we don't live in a neighborhood, so we're off gravel road, 3 acres. We're the only house on our side. It's unlikely that we get trick-or-treaters.
They would be an intruder.
Yeah, at that point, they need to, yeah. Anyways, I kill all the lights, and I'm like 100 yards off the road, so it's dark, trees everywhere. People don't typically show up, thank God. But we went to my dad, his cool daddy, that's his name. It was granddaddy, but he couldn't pronounce granddaddy, so it was cool daddy, and that stuck, which I think is probably one of the best grandparent names in the history of grandparent names, but especially when he's about 16, they're gonna be like, "Did you just say cool daddy?" Like,
that's pretty.
You're
neat
weird, kind of a thing. My son
may have
made
to
fun
steal
of for that. You should, if you want to be
the cool daddy,
a poser. But anyways, we go to this neighborhood over my dad's house, and because with COVID, I didn't know who was gonna be trick or treating and not trick or treating and all that. So we go over there. And my son is excited about trick-or-treating, which every kid is. And we'd been rehearsing what to say and what to do. And I promise you, this was not coached. This was not, he had heard me say it at some point, I guess. But my son goes walking up to the very first house that he's ever knocked on the door, rung the doorbell to trick-or-treat at, and goes, "Trick-or-treat, smell my feet." And me and my dad just die laughing. And this old man opens the door, like this older man, and he's like, "Trick or treat, smell my feet, thank you." And like sticks out his candy basket, and I just died. Like, that would be my kid. That would be. I wish it was coached. I wish I could take credit for it, but I can't. And so that was pretty much the gist. And my son decided pretty quickly he was done. I think he hit 4 houses and was like, "I got enough candy, I'm good." I was like, huh?
Too much walking.
Just wait. Wait.
I don't know. I could eat candy for hours. Like, I've got a huge sweet tooth. If you've listened to the show for any period of time, you know that, sherbet, a naturally low-calorie snack, was the breakfast of choice here at the show for a little while. But it is a naturally low-calorie snack. There may be some vanilla in there that I was eyeballing this morning, so you never know. I may have vanilla ice cream before the show's over. It's quite warm outside, so you got to cool down a bit with some ice cream. But so that was the weekend wrap-up. We had some football, fantasy football, whooped some tail. Ben DiNucci made his start for the Cowboys. I think he threw for 56 yards, which I think I could probably throw for 56 yards against the Eagles, the worst team in history. But that's pretty much that. So we should be ready to dive into the headlines.
We're caught up.
If the weekend is squared away, we're caught up. We're ready to dive into the headlines. When we return, let's see what's in the news. After all, we've got 36 hours to the most important election in the history of all elections. You've never had an election more important than the one we're facing right now. And nobody better to tell you who to vote for and how to vote than right here. Boomer and the Beard. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. This is News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. News starts now.
With just hours to go until Election Day 2020, President Trump and Joe Biden are making their cases to the American people. Their supporters are also out. ABC's Mona Kosar-Abdi.
Trump supporters seen disrupting traffic in several states over the weekend, halting traffic on highways in New York and New Jersey. In Virginia, a 40-mile Trump caravan on I-95. And the FBI is now investigating an incident in Texas where a caravan of Trump supporters surrounded a Biden campaign bus. The campaign claims the vehicles tried to, quote, slow the bus down and run it off the road.
The president tweeting, in my opinion, those patriots did nothing wrong. Chance of fire Fauci at a Trump event in Florida last night. Joe Biden was in Pennsylvania.
To beat the virus, we first got to beat Donald Trump. He's the virus.
In key states that may end up deciding the election, it could take a while to count ballots that have already been mailed in or dropped off. I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
If your computer stopped working, your business will grind to a standstill. This is Zach Walker, your big, beautiful bearded host. For my friends over at Simple Helix, the cost of a full-time IT department is really just unreasonable. Call Simple Helix today at 256-975-4758. They never take a vacation and cost far less than a full-time employee or staff. This new normal we live in has us working from home and remoting in all the time, so 24-hour support is more important than ever. Reliable and safe access for you and your employees doesn't get more simple than Simple Helix. 256-975-4758. That's 975-4758. Tell them the Beard sent you.
Karen's a quilter.
Karen's Quality Quilts. Quality custom quilts quickly.
How's the quilting business, Karen?
Kind of quiet. My quest to quadruple my quilting sales has created a quagmire.
Can I be candid, Karen?
Okay.
You need a website that can encompass the quality of your quilts.
I know quilts, but I know no computers. They're confusing.
But there are people who know coding like you know quilting.
Who's that?
I'm glad you asked. Web Underdog creates websites that don't just catch the eye, they catch customers. And they're as user-friendly for you as they are for your clients. We build high-quality, clean, well-coded, custom designs for organizations of all sizes that are affordable, professional, and specially made for your brand and visitors. Outside of responsive web design, Web Underdog also offers search engine optimization, website management, and so much more. Give your business the professional touch and contact Web Underdog for a free web design quote. Call 256-998-0667. That's 998-0667 and online at webunderdog.com. Web Underdog, your local web design and SEO agency.
News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN.
Welcome back to Boomer and the Beard. Sans Boomer. I don't know where Boomer's went. You're listening to the best, the smartest, the only show on radio worth listening to at 5 a.m. in the morning, right here on, hey, buddy. Sorry. Hey, buddy. Don't worry, I handled the music. I got that covered for you, boss. Thank you for that. Everything come out okay?
It did.
Okay, good. So we are, after our awkward start, back to our third segment of the morning, of Monday morning edition, the pre-election, the day before. Election Eve. That's what we're calling today for the rest of the day. Today is election eve, and a battleground state final poll comes out. Uh-oh. The final Iowa poll of the 2020 election has Trump leading by a whopping 7 points.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's as the left would have you say, well within the margin of error. It's not, but it may be. Who knows? I don't believe polls, regardless of what they say. I don't believe polls that say Donald Trump's ahead. I don't believe polls that say Joe Biden's ahead, because quite frankly, as we've learned, and I think this will be the end of polls. I think because what's this guy's name? Nate Silver. He's a big pollster.
Well, the main thing with Silver is not that he's a big pollster. He is like Mr. Vegas. He's the odds guy, the gambling guy.
Yeah, his background's in poker and gambling on baseball.
So let me. I've often said this. Remember when we had the BCS era of college football, and everybody wanted to whine and moan. Auburn got screwed with their undefeated Jason Campbell season, and in fact, Tommy Tuberville coaching that team. In fact, there's an interview on our page if you want to go see. I had the very first interview with Tommy after he declared his run, and so we talked about this season specifically for a while. But the BCS era was a very frustrating era if you were a college football fan because it was very relative. The polls were – there was some formula that was archaic and hard to follow, and it spit out numbers and – yada, yada, yada. And I had always said from the very beginning, I said, if you want to know who the best 4 teams in college football, or the best 2 teams at that point, there was only 2, let Vegas choose. Do you want to know why? Vegas is always right.
Yeah.
There's a reason the house always wins.
Yes.
And so I've always favored Vegas and their not polls, but if Vegas picks somebody and allows you to bet on it, odds are they're right.
Well, my dad would always aggravate my mother because he would always say he's always right. And then I would say, Dad, how can you always say that? And he goes, well, son, I don't ever get into an argument that I know I'm going to lose.
Bingo. My wife and I have that because I'll be like, want to bet? And she knows if I say that,
it's done. The
only reason I'm saying that is because I absolutely know the outcome. Right. Like I don't bet on something that I know I'm going to lose.
Yeah.
And so it's definitely an interesting storyline looking at the storylines this year in comparison to 2016, for instance. On Election Day 2016, I knew for a fact Donald Trump had no shot at winning. I was positive. I was 100% positive when we sat down that Tuesday night to watch the returns that we were going to watch a Hillary. Did anybody else have any other? I mean, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Did anybody else believe anything else? No.
No.
Of course not. Because we were told all day. I mean, even up until the end of that day.
Yep.
It's going to be a freaking schlacking.
I know. I remember going to bed that night and
I
just
didn't go to
thinking,
bed.
oh my gosh, I cannot believe this. And then I woke up the next day and I think I went on Google to find out who won. And I sat up straight in the bed and I was like, what? Are you kidding me? So I had to call my parents and say, did he really win?
Yeah, my wife and I sat down and we kind of started watching the election returns. And within about 45 minutes, you knew something was up.
Yeah, right.
Something is afoot.
Watching, I guess, the compilation videos that they've put together where they show them, and it's like you can gradually see them changing. And you're like,
and you had Don Lemon losing his ever-loving mind.
People crying. And you're like, come on.
Sorry, it's not funny.
What do you think? So we've heard and you've seen for months Trump losing by 12, Trump losing by 17, Trump, and then the Friday, Saturday before the election, it's all of a sudden completely. Do you think that like the pollsters and some of these news people are kind of like, if we don't back it down just a little, we're going to look like fools?
Yeah, because we're probably not going to win. I have found myself on Sundays for some reason. Sundays are when we'll sit down and watch a little TV with the family, whatever, and I find myself with like there'll be an MSNBC or something just on the screen when I turn the TV on, right? It's just there. And so as I'm searching for something to watch, I've been able to listen to a couple of things over the last few Saturdays or Sundays that really caught my eye. yesterday, for instance, the exact quote was, let me back up. Pretty much the quote. I don't remember word for word, but it was more along the lines of, we could never get this guy to go to work, and when we could get him to work, all he did was mess everything up. Talking about Donald Trump. And I was like, what? Like, it doesn't even make somebody explain to me what they're trying. Like, what does that even mean? We couldn't get him to go to work. Like, is that something he's being accused of now? Is just not working enough?
It's literally the fifth grade argument. Obama did something. I don't know if you saw this yesterday. He was on the campaign trail, and one thing he said was, why is Trump so obsessed with crowds? Why is he so? Did people not show up to his birthday parties when he was a kid? And I'm like,
oh my!
Is that really the 44th president? And they talk about him.
Crazy.
And hey, when they go low, we go high. I'm like, you literally just almost did a your mama joke on the campaign trail. It's like the level.
Yo, mama's so big when she wore yellow, she looked like the Magic School Bus.
He's talking about crowds because there's thousands of people outside at Trump. And you have Biden with these little media circles, and they've got like 6 circles, and there's 5 people there. They're not even filling up the media circles. It's unreal.
Dude, there is a Donald Trump commercial that's out right now that is absolutely slaying me. It says, "I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message." And then it's just Biden talking. And it is unbelievable. We might try to find that and start off the next segment with it, because it's his stance on prison reform and like his voting history on Black America.
Yeah, no, Biden's definitely
rough.
More of a racist than anybody could ever accuse Trump
of.
I think.
Be careful.
No, I'm serious.
Let's be careful.
He did a eulogy at a KKK man's funeral.
Okay, well, I mean, I hear you, but let's be cautious. We want to get defensive when people call Trump a racist, because there's no evidence that he's a racist. I would say that there's evidence in Biden's past that should make the black community question
if you're going to say Trump is. That's what I'm
sure. Okay, that's fair. I'll allow that. I just want to make sure we don't come off pulling the same punches that we get mad at other people by saying, "Oh, Biden's a racist." Well, is he a racist, or what you're saying is, by the same measuring stick that Trump is called a racist,
correct,
Biden too should then be called a racist?
Yes.
Okay, I'll allow that. Anybody disagree with that? Okay. All right, good. We're all on the same page. Connor, you are just sitting back over there, buddy. Just taking it all in right now. As the only person in the group who won't be voting tomorrow, what is your take on the situation where we're currently sitting?
Like who's going to win?
Sure, just a take overall. I mean, where do you find yourself? Like, what are the thoughts going through? Because you probably know more about this than most. You really like this stuff and you really pay attention to it and all that, but you can't participate this year, and so like you're the only guy on the outside, kind of taking everything in with no inherent dog in the race in terms of a vote, right? So like, from the outside looking in, what is your perspective?
I think Biden's in good shape.
Really?
Yes. And
okay.
Like, I don't know how you could look at the overall image of the polling environment and get a different idea.
So
but
here's the thing. Like, I was looking last night on, and of course it's a more conservative kind of social media thing, but I was looking on Parler last night, and like it's showing that Trump is winning Pennsylvania, California, Florida. I mean, like, he's really making some leaps and bounds in those areas, and those are the bigger, heavy-hitting areas. And
I would say look at trends, Connor. I would say trends are probably the more telling of the numbers than anything. If you look at the trends, you can't trust the polls, period. Either way, in any direction. We've already been shown, because if that's the case, in 2016, Hillary should have won by a bazillion, right?
See, that's where I disagree, because the polls weren't wrong in 2016. The way that they were characterized was wrong. The polls in the final days of the campaign showed a tightening race that was within the margin of error. All Trump needed was a normal polling error for things to go his way, and it did. It just wasn't reported that way.
Okay. Well, and that's fair. And so you're saying, from your perspective, it looks different this time around.
Trump would need a significantly larger polling error to pull it out on Election Day.
Okay. And I would say that there is going to be a significantly larger polling error, because here's why.
Yeah.
I think in 2016, it's shocked all of us, right? We were all shocked.
Mm-hmm.
I think after that point, conservatives across the board straight up said, I don't know a single conservative that participates in polls. I don't know one. And so I would say more so than ever this year, conservatives are almost intentionally staying away from polls because it's almost become a game. It's almost become a just watch kind of a deal. And so I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I think we find ourselves on two very opposite sides. I think it's a bigger margin of victory for Donald Trump than anyone expects. And I've said that for the last 3 weeks, so I'm not going to change my perspective on that because I think if you look the what matters when it comes to voting and polls and stuff like that is trends. It's the what compels people to vote is the excitement of the voters, right? And usually Barack Obama, for instance, was a very exciting candidate for a large block of America. Joe Biden is not an exciting candidate. Most people are voting for both sides, holding their nose like this, right? They're casting their ballot like this because they can't really conscionably vote for either person in their mind. And so I don't know. We'll see. We got Dan from Madison quickly, line 5. Dan, you got 30 seconds, buddy. Bring it in here.
Well, let me put it to you this way. I could not sleep last night. I've been up all night long, and it's the combination of 12 more days to work in my career and this election. So the one thing I could fix is it's my problem. But the other one, I am so wound up about this thing. But let me tell you this. If our president, which I hope he wins, and I think he will, I'm not going to spike the ball on the American people. Because you know what? Why don't you give us a try? Why don't you try this president and see what he's done, what he can do for you? But I will spike the ball on people like Joe Scarborough. He's a scumball. Guys like that. That's what I don't like.
Well, Dan, thank you for the call. 1, 2, 12 days left. We're gonna have to have a big. We're gonna have to have Dan from Madison in
retirement party.
We're gonna have to have him in the studio
Sure.
after retirement. No question about that.
Especially though he's dealing with his Michigan Wolverines right now. We just need a little break, right?
What, did they lose again?
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Oh,
I love Dan though.
Shout out to Dan, Jim Harbaugh.
He had a great
video.
Dan had a great video on his Facebook real quick. It was actually showing him remove the Michigan flag and putting up a Detroit Lions flag, which was great. He gave up.
Let's go to a break. When we return, we'll stay right in the middle of the election. This may be the most political you ever hear the show for the next 2 days because I think it's important to do so. But we're going to go to a break, and when we return, we will stay right in the middle of. We don't know what's happening. So we're not going to go to a break. Okay. Well, in that case, let's shift over to another headline. The Nate Silver headline is something that I find very intriguing. The state of Pennsylvania seems to be. Well, let me just read the headline. Nate Silver admits if Biden loses Pennsylvania, he immediately becomes the underdog in the election.
That's fair.
Okay.
Unless a number of other things go his way, but if he loses Pennsylvania, I think the assumption is that he'd also lose other states where there's a tighter margin.
Yeah. So a few weeks ago, Nate Silver said Biden could win in a landslide, and now he's saying, "Uh-oh."
I mean, he could. Nothing's off the table. What's Sandy trying to mouth to us? Hit the tie line? Oh, we're on.
Okay.
At Lane Chiropractic on Highway 72 East in Athens in the Publix Shopping Center. Visit us online at lanechiropracticcenter.com. Lane Chiropractic. We've got your back. Come see us today.
You don't need a diet. That's work. You don't need a stylist. They're overrated. And you don't need to hang out with older or fatter people just to seem better in comparison either. All you need are these masters of video production. They'll make you look good.
Make your videos look good with Cotton Row Productions, the official live stream provider of Hometown Heartbeat and The Dale Jackson Show. We can handle events, church live streams, and your digital advertising. Call Cotton Row Productions today, 256-289-7355. That's 289-7355.
What's better than pizza? That's right, nothing. Well, maybe except for the many ways you can eat it. I like thinner crust. Oh, and with a side of ranch. Mm-hmm.
I'll take mine with a pretty crazy assortment of toppings. Thousands. With a side of wings. Hot ones.
Pizza. It's a beautiful thing and found all over the world. But for your slice of the pie here locally, you want to try Donato's Pizza in Madison. Enjoy our famous pizzas loaded with edge-to-edge toppings, 100 slices of pepperoni, the family recipe sausage, fresh hand-cut veggies, and premium cheeses like our aged smoked provolone. You'll notice the Donato's difference. But why stop there? We also offer subs, calzones, wings, and desserts. Don't keep eating those same old leftovers. Make tonight a Donato's night with Donato's Pizza on Madison Boulevard in Madison. Call 256-772-6789. That's 772-6789. And online at Donatos.com. Donato's Pizza, where every piece is important.
Where is your haircut gone? We know you don't get out as much. You don't drive by your regular sport clips and pop in for that MVP haircut experience that is so much more than a haircut. But isn't it worth getting out for? For that legendary hot steam towel for your face, massaging shampoo that makes you melt into your seat. Oh man, you remember that, right? We found your haircut. It's right where you left it. Sport Clips. It's good to be a guy.
News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN.
Welcome back to Boomer and the Beard. I am Zach Walker, your big, bold, beautiful, bearded host. This morning, I've got my mind set on you, Joe Biden. I'm kidding, totally kidding. We have a video queued up here. This is from Tucker Carlson last night, the highest-rated news show, or any show. We need to talk about that, too, because I know you're a big numbers guy.
Yes.
You love ratings and numbers and all that stuff. And so we'll talk about that after we play it. But I want to hear this. I've not heard it. So let's. This is just a Biden gaffe video, I guess?
Yes, he talks about it, and he goes with a guy named Mark Stein, who always fills in for Rush. And they have a little bit of fun on the fact that Joe Biden is kind of introducing some new words into political speech.
To be fair, nobody better at that than George W. Bush. But go ahead.
It's playing. Can you hear it?
I don't have anything from you, buddy.
Okay.
Not getting anything from the computer at all. So,
all right.
We will rework that and get something changed on that, and maybe then we'll go to it. But let's talk about, while we're waiting, the ratings, because you were texting me all kinds of stuff about the ratings in regards to sports and the highest rated this and the highest rated that. So,
well, I think that fits with your trends.
It does.
Topic. And the fact you hear all this stuff and you hear what's going on, but Tucker Carlson broke the record for the most watched month in cable news history. He had an averages about 5 million viewers per show. And what was really interesting to me,
5 million viewers a show.
Yeah.
Sounds about like our radio show here.
Which is really interesting to me because I am a huge sports fan.
Yeah.
And you would think in a global pandemic that you don't have where you can go to football games, you can't go to basketball games, can't go to baseball games, and he almost had just as much viewership as the World Series, almost as much as the NBA, which was pretty. I was like,
well, the NBA was like one of the lowest rated NBA finals of all times.
Yeah, the NBA was like 6 million, and keep saying Hunter. Tucker Carlson was right at around 5 million. But yeah, it's I don't know what you say, unless you say people just aren't watching television like they used to, which that could be possibly some of it as well. But I mean, to say that he's the number one most watched TV show on cable in prime time. I mean, it beat The Bachelorette. It beat all these other things you would think would normally be.
The Bachelorette was terrible this year. So, anyways, not that I watch it or anything, but
I think Tucker Carlson's actually thrown out like legitimate stuff. I think he's stayed away from just COVID.
I like his show. I don't like his voice. His voice drives me nuts. But I do like his content, and it's definitely an indicator, I think, for sure, because. If you would listen to what everyone would have you believe, then CNN and all like.
But yeah, CNN, the number one show on CNN is Cuomo.
Oh my goodness!
That's the number one rated show. Do you know what place it is?
What?
45th.
Oh my gosh! Are you serious?
Yes. Cartoon Network
No.
gets more people.
Stop it.
Than Chris Cuomo.
You're
That's just.
lying.
I'm not slamming CNN.
I am.
It's just. That's pretty crazy.
Cartoon Network
Wow.
does better than CNN?
Yes.
Do you believe that, Connor?
I'd like to see it verified, but I it could be
Nielsen
possible.
DMA ratings pretty easy.
Okay.
You could pull that up in a heartbeat, but it's not. He's not wrong. Fox News is far and away the number one cable channel.
Yes.
Of all cable channels.
Yes.
It's unreal. I just.
Out of the top 10, they've got at least probably like 6 of the top 10 shows.
Did you see this Biden-Harris tour bus surrounded by Trump vehicles?
But that's threatening.
Yeah. So
they just gave him an escort.
So in Texas, them folks down there know how to. They know hospitality better than about anybody. The Biden-Harris tour bus was leaving Texas, and they received an escort. They were surrounded by Donald Trump flag-waving pickup trucks. And it wasn't, nobody broke traffic laws. No one did anything illegal. They just escorted the bus out of town.
You mean they didn't block the highway?
They
so
didn't
they
block
couldn't
the
move?
highway. No, they didn't even peacefully protest. And here's the quote. Rather than engage in productive conversation about the drastically different visions that Joe Biden and Donald Trump have for our country, Trump supporters in Texas on Friday instead decided to put our staff, our surrogates, supporters, and others in harm's way.
It's voter suppression. I can't believe you don't see it, Zach.
Right.
He called 911 and said people were ambushing the bus.
That's crazy. I mean, seriously.
I voted in Tennessee, Arizona, Kentucky, and Alabama. And I have never been intimidated anywhere that I've gone to vote. It's usually been nothing but a bunch of blue hairs that are standing there welcoming me. I've never seen. So where's this fear of people standing outside the voting poll, destinations and threatening you? I don't see it. I've never seen it. And Phoenix has got some tough parts of the town. I wouldn't say we're in Kentucky that I did, but Nashville and here. But yeah, to think that's intimidating. But let's don't go, for the people that have burned people's businesses down. The FBI haven't investigated that. They haven't investigated people that laid in the streets and beat people and pulled them out of their vehicles. But if you follow them with Trump flags, then call the FBI. We need to shut this down. It's getting kind of out of hand.
Yeah, the FBI is looking at this particular instance. Thank you, FBI, for using our tax dollars well.
Tuesday cannot be gone soon enough.
Oh,
for
my
me.
gosh. Thank God it's over. We are so close.
I don't know. I think it's going to be even worse after Tuesday, no matter who wins.
No. I know if one person wins, I know what's going to happen. The other person, I think that literally people will move out of the United States. That won't be the Trump. I think more people will be going, I can't stay here for Biden. I can't.
Yeah. It'll be me.
See ya.
We're not going to burn anything down or tear things up. Yeah.
No, well, look, here's the deal. A really, really, really good message yesterday at church. Our citizenship in this country. I'm a proud American. I love red, white, and blue. I'm an American patriot. I honor and have respect for my brothers that fought and died to keep this freedom that we, freedom is a rent payment. It's not owned. We make a payment on that every day, every month, every quarter, every year, whatever. And so all that being said, no matter what happens on Tuesday, on Wednesday morning, I'm going to get up and go back to work, and not work in terms of work here at the radio or work in my business, but I'm going to get up and I'm going to go to work doing the Lord's business and being about His work and being about His kingdom and being about His mission. And at the end of the day, what happens on Tuesday has already been decided, and has been decided by someone who knows better than we will ever know what we need and what is best for us. And so on Tuesday night, when I go to bed, regardless of what time that may be, it may be that I'm here watching election returns until the show comes on. I don't know. But regardless of what time that is, it's going to be okay. God assigned that particular leader the authority that he will give him on that day, and from that point we will just continue to move forward. And so it is important, and we have an earthly responsibility, and it is a blessing. It's a gift that we get to participate in democracy in the way that we do, and so certainly don't squander that opportunity, but also understand that no matter what happens, God has it's already decided, and his will be done regardless. And so everybody can take a deep breath, and everybody can relax. You can relax now, quite frankly, because guess what? It's already decided. His will be done. We will be under the authority we need to be under, and he knows what's best for us at all times. You're listening to Boomer and the Beard. We'll be right back. Try to get
WVNN Athens, WVNN FM Trinity, a Cumulus station. It's 6 o'clock. News starts now.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston, making the case with just hours to go. President Trump in Georgia.
I was elected to fight for you, and I fight for you harder and meaner and stronger than any president has ever fought for you.
And Joe Biden in Pennsylvania.
When America's heard, I believe the message is going to be loud and clear. It's time for Donald Trump to pack his bags and go home. It's time to breathe some life back into this nation.
Tens of millions of Americans have already cast their ballots, and thousands of police officers across the country are gearing up for tomorrow night.
From California,
we're hiring 80 armed security guards,
to Rhode Island.
This election is contentious, and that we're preparing as we have been.
To here in Washington, police departments are on high alert for tomorrow night. Many departments have emergency operations centers up and running. Others are bringing in more resources in case there is unrest as the results come in. Alex Stone, ABC News, Washington.
In Houston, Texas, a federal judge will hold a hearing today to decide the fate of 127,000 early ballots cast in a drive-through polling places. ABC Chief Legal Analyst Dan Abrams says if the vote is not decisive, it could be one of many challenges.
If it's close, you are going to see an enormous number of fights, not just over how long ballots can be counted, but which ballots should count. Remember, a lot of this is going to be with regard to mail-in voting. And there are different requirements in all the states about exactly what is needed. Signature matches, witnesses.
President Trump suggesting he will fire the nation's top infectious disease specialist, Dr. Anthony Fauci, if he is reelected. Dr. Fauci has grown outspoken in his criticism of the president and the administration. You're listening to ABC News.
Science shows that your immune system is highly affected by what you eat. So why not eat healthy? Fruits and vegetables contain the best chemistry for bolstering your immune system against all kinds of threats, such as viruses and bacteria. That's why Dr. Douglas Howard scientifically formulated Balance of Nature. Balance of Nature contains a powerful variety of fruits and vegetables. We flash dry the whole produce and grind them into a powder before delivering them to you in a convenient capsule form. Unlike other supplements, we use whole produce. We don't have to add back in any vitamins or chemicals to bolster its nutritional value. They are all there, just as Mother Nature intended. This method preserves all the nutrition and keeps the natural chemistry that can only be found in whole fruits and vegetables. Give your body the full effect of eating a wide array of whole fruits and vegetables with a blend that is designed with your immune system in mind. Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off any new preferred order. Call 800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code FRUITS.
No two of us are exactly alike. That's why you need a financial advisor with the freedom to focus on the details that make your life your own. Your family, the challenges you face, the dreams that inspire you. Whatever your goals, you need an advisor that can create a plan uniquely tailored to you. That's life well planned. To learn more, call Raymond James Financial Advisor Dustin Haraway, 256-705-0300. Located in downtown Huntsville. Raymond James Financial Services, Inc. Member FIRNA SIPC.
Thank you all for your support. This has been a great example of how we can come together. And to show our thanks, we provided these commemorative t-shirts for everyone.
Everyone? What? I only ordered enough for staff.
Are you kidding me? Houston, we have a problem. Aardvark Tees is the source for the t-shirts that you really want, specializing in local custom printing for businesses, civic groups, clubs, and churches, providing the right t-shirts and the right graphics in all sizes from youth to 5XL. Brand your group in style with t-shirts from Aardvark Tees. We also do custom printing for youth groups, school clubs, corporate team building, and more. T-shirts are even great for family reunions. For high-quality prints and a variety of styles, call or message Aardvark Tees for your printing needs today. Call 256-732-4743. That's 732-4743. Or visit them online at aardvarktees.com. Aardvark Tees, the t-shirts you want for all your needs.
This is Mike 4 years ago. This is Mike having the same conversation with Debbie just last month. And today, he's at it again.
What's that, Mike?
I said our house is still underwater.
How do you know? Have you had it appraised lately?
Oh, well, no.
Has the coronavirus made your life less financially stable? Are you worried about your next mortgage payment? Reed's Family REI is a family-based real estate investing company ready to buy your house for cash in any area or condition and close in 2 weeks. You don't have to fix it up. There's no agent fees, and we handle the closing costs. Selling a home can be very stressful, and Wyatt Reed and his team at Reed's Family REI will put together the best possible offer for your specific needs. Sell your home fast with Reed's Family REI. 931-292-2875. That's 931-292-2875. And online at reedsfamilyrei.org. Reed's Family REI. Creative real estate experts for all your buying or selling needs.
News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN.
Welcome back to Boomer and the Beard. I am Zach Walker, your big, bold, beautiful bearded host. Let me tell you guys about the MyPillow mattress topper. As you well know, MyPillow is the greatest thing that's happened to my night's sleep in the last 2 years. MyPillow has a 3-layer mattress topper that is really, it's the best way to get the best sleep of your entire life. Layer 1, MyPillow foam for support. Layer 2, transitional foam to help relieve pressure points. Layer 3, ultra soft, patented temperature regulating cover, 10-year warranty, 60-day money-back guarantee, total body support you need, and the best sleep of your life that you want and deserve. Right now, our listeners can save 30% on the mattress topper when you use promo code BEARD at checkout. MyPillow.com/radio specials. Promo code BEARD at checkout or 800-889-7318. 30% off. Don't forget, you can get a discount on everything on that site with promo code BEARD. It's not just a mattress topper. It's buy one, get one free on pillows. It's buy one, get one free with free shipping on Giza Dream Sheets. It's, you name it, we've got a discount on it, all right? I want to address something. Sandy sent me a text during the break since we're at different places, and I want to address something that she mentioned there and that I want to clarify. She said, so I know God knows the outcome, but we have the ability to make decisions that might not be what God wants for us. I'm not going to disagree with that, but what I will say is this. The outcome has already been decided, not because God has decided it. Now, He can just absolutely individually elect a person, and what we want doesn't matter, right? He has that authority. He is all powerful. But what I'm saying is, from the day the world was created to the day He comes back, everything that happens, He's already seen. The beginning of time to the end of time is a Polaroid picture to the Creator. And so when I say that what's going to happen on Tuesday has already been decided, what I'm saying is God already knows how this is going to end. He already knows, and He's going to use it for one or the other. Now, we certainly play a role in that, and there's a responsibility in that. And what I think Sandy's point is that we're not to just say, well, God's got it. We don't have anything to do with it. We're not in, we don't need to participate in it. That's not what I'm saying by any stretch. We have like I said, a responsibility to our earthly citizenship. And it's a blessing. It's a blessing that we should not take for granted. Now, you also have the freedom to choose not to vote or not to participate if that's what you want to do. But we certainly have a role to play. We certainly have our job to do. What I'm saying is there's a lot of people who are idolizing and edifying a man, an elected official, and saying, if this man makes it, we're going to be okay. Or if this man, the reality is the only person who can single-handedly control your life, who should sit in the only spot of edification in your life, is God Almighty. And so ultimately we all, the message I heard yesterday was all about prayer, right? And Sandy concluded her message by saying that until we fall on our face as a people, look, revival and the republic are two very different things, right? More people are putting more stock in the republic than they are in revival. And I think ultimately we need to find our way back to Jesus, and that is the goal and the key. So I just wanted to clarify that. I think we have the message. I think we have this video queued up from what's his face, Tucker Carlson. So let's go ahead and hear that.
For the very first time, he announced his support for something called Badakathkar. In fact, he said it's a fundamental human right.
Barack and I think it's a right for people to have Badakathkar.
Got that? It's a right for people to have Badakathkar. And if you don't have Badakathkar soon, Joe Biden will make sure that you do. That's his pledge to you. But giving every American Badakathkar isn't easy. Joe Biden knows that. So he's going to mobilize a pressure campaign to get it done. What kind of campaign to get Badakathkar? Joe Biden has thought a lot about it. Here's his solution.
Look, I'll do what he's unable to do. I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure.
Joe Biden is going to do that. Donald Trump can do that. Donald Trump can't even pronounce, but Joe Biden can. Listen again.
I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure.
Yeah, he'll lead an effective strategy to do that, whatever it is. Now, if you were a closed caption writer trying to follow along, you would just brush right past it with the word unintelligible. When we're confronted with the word unintelligible, and we essentially don't know what the hell he's talking about, we know exactly who to turn to. And that is the best translator in English, our expert on that subject, best-selling author Mark Stein. Mark Stein, thanks for joining us tonight. What does any of that mean? Do you know?
Well, I do think, as this is the most unusual campaign, Joe Biden has basically, insofar as he's campaigned at all, what happens is his staffers go to Avis Rent-A-Car and rent a bunch of mid-sizes and compacts, and Biden comes out and shouts at 7 parked cars and calls it a rally. And I think what's happened is he's actually started talking motor vehicles to them. Badakathkar is that gauge on the dashboard that you're never quite sure what it's for. That's the Badakathkar. Don't go near it. Don't go near it. The whole thing is going to seize up if you go anywhere near it.
Look at Tucker Carlson. You
Tucker,
never see him
he's
smile.
Behind. With black and Hispanic voters, he's underperforming, but he is overperforming with 1992 Toyota Corollas, who have actually been his biggest audience at these so-called campaign appearances of him. So I think Badakathkar is either a word in motor vehicles, and I agree, Trump has dropped the ball on Badakathkar. He's got nothing to say about Badakathkar. But I do think that this is going to be a critical issue in the campaign.
Yeah, well, I think you make a Snarfakarani point. You really do. It's connected to the intake valve, obviously.
Yeah.
We both knew that.
Yeah, who am I, Tucker?
No, that's, yeah. I feel mean doing this. Poor guy. Why does his wife let him run?
Well, washing your pressure.
Thank you, Mark Stein. It's great to see you.
Oh man,
it's good stuff.
Oh gosh, I've never seen Tucker Carlson laugh like that.
But
like he's always super serious on his. Oh, that was hilarious.
That shows why he's the #1 show right there.
Golly.
That is awesome.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. That's Badakathkar.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to go around and refer to that hubba.
I agree. Trump is really struggling with Betacafcar. It's just something. Connor just quietly sat over there and laughed, and oh gosh, that's so good.
The Biden gaffes is really a thing. I mean, people have kind of brushed that off.
No, it's unbelievable. Look, okay,
it never
before
stopped.
Jesus, I was known to partake in some liquid courage, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You know, at a higher rate than maybe one should. And everybody knows that one guy that gets up at the front of the park. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go streaking down. And that's what he sounds like. I mean, that's honestly what he sounds like. He sounds like that guy at the party that drank a little bit more than he should have. His girlfriend didn't stop him and cut him off when she should have. And, like, I mean, it's unbelievable. How? 340 million people. 340 million
I like
people.
the whole look that he gives when he's like.
Well, he looks like Walter, the puppet for Jeff Dunham, the old man. He looks just like Walter. Have you seen Walter?
Yes, I've seen Walter.
Just like Walter.
Yes, he really does. He looks just like him.
What and what is this? What is this Lady Gaga video that everyone keeps talking about? Let's go to a break. When we come back, we're going to get into that because oh wow! I promise you this, Joe Biden's tweet. If I'm elected, I'll end this chaos. Like, huh?
Betacafcar.
You're listening to Madagascar. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
Though the world is full of wonders to amaze you as you roam, some of life's greatest treasures are found very close to home.
Find your own treasures at Highway 31 Flea Market. We have it all. Lots of furniture, both painted and project pieces, along with chairs, tables, televisions, books, and so much more. Our prices are unbeatable with products you'll love. Maybe you're looking for a bed frame or maybe some tools. You'll find a great selection right here at Highway 31 Flea Market. We also have all kinds of collectibles and antiques. Want even more deals? You can jump on board with our week-long online auctions, beginning every Tuesday at 7 p.m. It's simple. You can join the auction at fleamarket.highbid.com. That's fleamarket.hibid.com. And be sure to visit us Monday through Saturday from 9 till 5 at Highway 31 Flea Market on Highway 31 South in Athens. What will you find when you shop Highway 31 Flea Market?
As you know, our friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of their life. He didn't stop at the MyPillow. Let me tell you something. I just got my Giza Dream bed sheets, and they are unbelievable. Mike found this cotton called Giza cotton. It's incredibly soft, super breathable, extremely durable, 60-day money back. That same money back guarantee, that same 10-year warranty that you have on that MyPillow you love so much. The first night you sleep on the Giza sheets, you will never want anything else. Let me tell you something. My son, he's 4. He knows the difference. He knows the difference. He said, Daddy, where are those soft sheets that Mr. Mikey sent me? I said, don't worry, kid, I got you. Pulled them out of the dryer, put them on there. Listen, you right now have a special offer. You will receive 2 for one low price and free shipping on the Giza Dream Sheets if you call 1-800-889-7318 or go to mypillow.com/radio specials. Use the promo code BEARD. Again, mypillow.com, radio specials, promo code BEARD.
What's better than pizza? That's right, nothing. Well, maybe except for the many ways you can eat it. I like thinner crust. Oh, and with a side of ranch. Mm-hmm.
I'll take mine with a pretty crazy assortment of toppings. Thousands. With a side of wings. Hot ones.
Pizza. It's a beautiful thing and found all over the world. But for your slice of the pie here locally, you want to try Donato's Pizza in Madison. Enjoy our famous pizzas loaded with edge-to-edge toppings, 100 slices of pepperoni, the family recipe sausage, fresh hand-cut veggies, and premium cheeses like our aged smoked provolone. You'll notice the Donato's difference. But why stop there? We also offer subs, calzones, wings, and desserts. Don't keep eating those same old leftovers. Make tonight a Donato's night with Donato's Pizza on Madison Boulevard in Madison. Call 256-772-6789. That's 772-6789. And online at Donatos.com. Donato's Pizza, where every piece is important.
770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. Depend on it.
Welcome back to Gotta Gaff Guy. Boomer and the Beard. This is Zach Walker, your big, bold, beautiful, bearded host. I'm going to tell you about my friends over at Simple Helix. Simple Helix, if you need a IT professional or an IT team, or you're looking for CMMC compliance, if you don't know what that is, I'm not talking to you. But those of you that know what it is, you know how terrifying it is and how challenging it is. Our friends at Simple Helix can navigate that process for you and get you ready to bid on those government contracts. If you're just a small business owner and you've got IT problems, they are the team that can fix them. Don't hire your own IT department. There's no budget-friendly way to do that, and you got to trust a complete, stranger new hire process is tough. All that stuff's not worth it. Call our friends at Simple Helix, 256-975-4758. Simple Helix can help you get the IT help you need on the budget you have. Again, 256-975-4758. Tell them the Beard sent you. While we're in the process of watching some of these crazy videos, we've got a Lady Gaga video, but we want to hear from you. 866-494-9866, 866-494-WVNN. Election, we got predictions? Predictions, input, anything you've got to say about this Joe Biden, Donald Trump, Get a Gefgar, then we want to hear from you. We want to hear from you. So 866-494-9866. In the meantime, Connor, roll that footage, my friend.
Hey, this is Lady Gaga. I'm voting for America, which means I'm voting for Joe Biden. And if you live in Minnesota, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Michigan,
what are you
Florida, or Arizona, I encourage you to vote. And if you have a friend that lives there, tell them to vote. I'm going to be in one of these states tomorrow. Guess which one I'll be in? Hint, I used to live there. Cheers to the 2020 election.
Connor, I'd like your input on that, please.
What just happened?
Odd.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah.
Like what? No, I don't know. So for those of you that are listening on the radio, Lady Gaga wearing camo.
With boots that look like she's been skiing.
Yeah, combat boots.
And she's leaning awkwardly
on
the
a
truck,
big truck with a beer, I guess, in an attempt to appeal to rednecks is what the articles are saying, because she's wearing camouflage and then showing her belly button. Like, I'm not entirely sure what we just watched.
I'm going to chug this White Claw.
Yeah.
Don't make me
get after this Boone's Farm. I mean, golly, are you?
Talk about pandering. Let's wear camo and lean up next to a truck. Therefore, we believe her.
Yeah,
whoa. Well, by God, if she would have been wearing black and white, I'd have never trusted her. But since she got camo on, I'm all in. Like,
right, yeah.
What?
And what was up with the pink lace-up boots? Like, black boots with pink laces up.
That's redneck. Those are redneck boots.
No.
Mercy.
I think they have another kind of name. But anyway.
Whoa!
It's so weird. It was
Better
so weird.
Gefka.
Like, why was she like, I'm even, like, blown away at how she was leaning. Like, it was so awkward. It was just sort of like.
Crazy.
I don't get it.
But there's somebody that watched that and said, I'm going to vote. Yes. I'm motivated.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I certainly hope not. Apparently, have you heard this? That the two candidates are ready to throw down a physical duel?
Yeah, I did hear that, yeah.
Now, you want to talk about the highest rating television program in history? Let's put Donald Trump and Badagafgar in a friggin' octagon and let them just absolutely go to work on each other MMA style. Conor McGregor won't have anything. Pacquiao and then McGregor won't touch the ratings. Are you kidding me?
Biden would be one of those crazy, wiry guys. Like, he'd almost sound like, remember in Bruce Almighty when he took over Evans' teleprompter and he was like, blah, 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 blah. That's what that'd be. Biden would be in the corner sound like the Tasmanian devil.
Yeah. That was such a good description there. That was fantastic. Like,
but Trump would get out. He's like, I'm out. I don't deal with that.
You're fired.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Connor, play that video in a second here. So this is Joe Biden fantasizing about assaulting one Donald. Nope, not that one. There's two. There you go. That one there. This is him fantasizing about assaulting Donald Trump.
The president likes to portray himself. I love this. Likes to portray himself as a tough guy. When you were in high school, wouldn't you have liked to take the shot? Anyway, it's a different story. But anyway.
Oh, and then Trump, and then at the bottom there, Trump responds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he comes back. He wants to slap him.
Big guy, the big guy, they call him. He's not a big guy. He's not a big guy. Boom, boom. He's not a big guy.
Okay, that's equally as bad. To be clear, just to be fair, boom, boom.
He's like, I'm gonna bada boom, bada bing.
Like, what are we doing? These are the people running for president. 340 million people in this country, and this is what we come up with. We deserve whatever happens. Good
It's like Joe
Lord.
Biden took his
Are
Oreo
you
cookies
kidding me?
from his lunchbox.
Golly.
That's pitiful.
Oh, my gosh. Trump says, do you remember like a year and a half ago when he said, I'd like to take him to the back of the barn? And then Trump pretends to throw a punch, followed by the audience chanting, lock him up, lock him up. And then Trump says, a slight slap. You don't have to close your fist. Oh, man. And then Trump says, I'm not inside
Wow.
Just to be clear.
Yeah.
Is this
just a lot of talk, huh?
Connor?
I like it.
I want to circle back to you here, buddy. In your wildest dreams, did you imagine an election cycle like this? Donald Trump, Joe Biden, threatening physical violence at 72 and 76, or whatever they are, upon one another, threatening to take each other to the woodshed.
I figured in the social media market where everything is a matter of what gets the most clicks and views, it was only a matter of time.
There we go. There it is.
That's it. Grumpier old men. Remember that?
That's exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It is grumpier old men. That is exactly what it is. I think it's clear who would win in a fight, right?
I mean, Trump would kill him.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think Donald
With his
Trump
small
would
hands,
absolutely.
he'd be like,
I just envision Joe Biden like hunkering down, like I don't want to go. I don't maybe go. Like
No,
that's
I
what
think
I
Joe.
think
Hey,
that Joe
he's from
Biden would
Scranton.
do.
He's from Scranton.
He would be like mouthy at first, and then as soon as Trump got the first lick, Joe Biden would be like, I don't want to do.
Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
Yep.
he'd be like, "Don't hit me. I'm Joe Biden's wife."
You're an
That's what he would do.
Golly, I cannot.
Don't hit me. You know the thing. Don't.
Where's Baba Ganoush at in all this?
Yeah, that disappeared. That's weird.
Baba Ganoush disappeared?
I've not heard any more of it.
That
Baba
whole
Lewinsky's
story
gone?
disappeared.
I think that'll be something that'll just if it had been more about Biden, I think it would have stuck more. But the fact that it was his son, I think it kind of didn't stick, and I think people moved on because it really wasn't moving the needle.
I think that it moved on because our media didn't want it to move on. I mean, I'm just saying.
The Pittsburgh
Just saying.
Post-Gazette, a newspaper that has not supported a Republican for president since 1972, endorses Donald Trump.
That was huge.
What?
Huge.
Huge. So huge. Just the hugest newspaper in all of the newspapers that have ever been a newspaper.
That's the one that's literally what was the one? There was one like it was 1972, right? It's been since 1972 that they have not voted for Republican in Pittsburgh in that paper.
Yeah.
Democrat. That's you. That's big time.
Yeah. No, it.
That's the fracking part right there.
Yep.
Shut that down.
No, you're not wrong. One of the funny aside here. The ad I played for you guys on Friday, the "Making Concerts Great Again" ad. I've been rejected 2 times now. I've been trying to boost that post, put a marketing budget behind that post. I've been rejected twice now because of political. It's a political ad. I'm like, are you what?
Oh.
It's literally called "Making Concerts Great Again." Like, I'm making fun of Donald Trump. You think they would allow me to play that one, but I cannot boost that post because it's quote political.
Wow.
Well, I mean, you're making fun of COVID and
It's got to be. I mean, it's got to be something like that.
You want to bring people out in Alabama.
Bill Gates said no to you.
Have fun, kids.
I got a message from one of our listeners that says if you can find the clip of yesterday's Trump Michigan rally, they actually played the clip from Bruce Almighty.
No, yeah.
No, yeah, 100%. See if you can find that, Carter. See if you can find
Trump actually, they played
Michigan rally Bruce Almighty. Maybe you Google that.
They played it and Trump was laughing. It was
no way.
Yes, it was great.
No way.
Yes.
That is fantastic.
At
the Trump rally.
Yes. He looked back to the screen. He played
Biden's
gaff, and then it played the I think it wasn't from Bruce Almighty. It was when Liar Liar, which was the other.
It was Liar Liar.
Yeah.
It was Liar. That's exactly what it was.
Zach looks like he just walked into a room full of candy. He's like, what?
Like this is fantastic. I hope this is fantastic. That's something I would do. We're gonna find it in the break, and we'll come back and play it because I've got to see this now. I've got to see it, and it's out there, so we will get that. Have I told you yet about the Bearded Bonanza today? I have not. The Bearded Bonanza is ongoing at thehometownheartbeat.com. thehometownheartbeat.com. Make sure you go there, click on the Bearded Bonanza, answer those two questions, be entered to win $250. You can win towels from My Pillow. You can win Loco Dumpling Design cornhole boards. You can win gift card. You win all kinds of fun stuff. All you got to do is answer those two questions. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to be entered. You're listening to the best, the smartest, the only show in morning radio that you need to make sure you tune into. That'd be Boomer and the Beard. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. This is News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. News starts now.
President Trump is suggesting he will fire Dr. Anthony Fauci if he is reelected. He told a crowd in Florida last night as much. During the final hours before the election, he also talked about the pandemic before the same group.
You turn on the news, COVID, 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 COVID. Would like to talk about COVID, and then next here's what happens November 4th. You won't hear too much about it. You won't hear too much about it.
Chants of fire Fauci there. In Pennsylvania, this was Joe Biden.
The American people will not be silenced. Over 90 million people have already voted. Already voted. They've had enough.
Across the country, police are bracing for crowds no matter who wins. They've boarded up parts of New York City, San Francisco, and Washington, D.C., and they've hired additional personnel to help out. I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
My great-great-aunt Bertha May had certain words she would not let us say at the dinner table. Nowadays, if you're a government contractor, CMMC is one of those words. Cybersecurity Maturity Model Certification. It's where you've got to be in the DoD world if you want to bid and win government contracts. 256-975-4758. My friends at Simple Helix, look, they're not afraid, and they can show you a cost-effective path to becoming CMMC compliant. What that means, they're going to help you navigate the process. They're going to make a plan, and they're going to get you to those big government contracts you need. Give my friends at Simple Helix a call today, 256-975-4758. That's 975-4758. Tell them the Beard sent you.
Remember being in your favorite sport clips, getting set for that great MVP haircut experience? Yeah, how about if we made that wait even shorter? Now, with Sport Clips On Deck text alerts, when you check in online or with our app, we'll text you something different.
A tree house.
Our dream home.
From lumber to sure you find the products you need to complete your home projects. Pay a visit today to Purcell Lumber and Mill Shop on Clinton Street in Athens and online at purcellumberandmillshop.com. Or for questions, give us a call at 256-232-6320. Purcell Lumber and Mill Shop in Athens, where builders, remodelers, and home improvement specialists come to shop.
All right, folks, get this Washington Post headline. D.C. housed the homeless in upscale apartments. It hasn't gone as planned. Now, this story covers the upscale Sedgwick Gardens apartment building in northwest Washington near fashionable Rock Creek Park. It's listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Now, here's where it gets good. A couple years ago, Washington, D.C. housing officials fattened the pot of money available for rental subsidies. Their goal was to give tenants in high-crime, impoverished neighborhoods a shot at moving out of there and moving into high-end housing. What could go wrong? Well, some of these tenants moved into Sedgwick Gardens directly from homeless shelters or the streets. And big surprise, they brought their behavioral problems with them. Police visits to the building quadrupled. There is pot smoke in the air, feces in the stairways, like in San Francisco. There were so many complaints, the city started staffing the building with social workers. Longtime residents got the heck out. Now, whose idea was this? You see, this is liberal thinking. This is liberal planning. This is liberal policy. This outcome is totally predictable. It would almost be hilarious if it wasn't so tragic for the people who were forced out, the people who were paying to be there.
Running a successful business is a lot harder than it looks. The key to your success, and you know this, is having the absolute best people working with you. Finding and recruiting the most talented people is as important as ever. There's one place, one website you can rely on to connect you with qualified candidates. That place is ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter posts your job on over 100 of the web's leading job sites, and that's just the start. Using powerful matching technology, ZipRecruiter scans thousands of resumes on file to find people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply for your position. You're able to log on where you can review and rate your candidates. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter free. Go online to ZipRecruiter.com/rush. That's ZipRecruiter.com/rush. ZipRecruiter is the smartest way to hire.
770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. Depend on it.
Welcome to Boomer and the Beard. I am Zach Walker, your big, bold, beautiful bearded host, right here on your best, your favorite, your smartest show in morning radio. We are right in the middle of the 2 most political days you'll ever hear on this show, and hopefully we bring some levity and fun to it, because at the end of the day, we've pretty much made a joke of our own country, so we might as well laugh at it. We've got a clip of the Michigan rally that a listener sent in. This is Donald Trump at a rally making fun of Joe Biden. Hit it.
Barack and I think it's a right for people to have bad health care. Folks, we got a lot of work to do. I don't only need you to get me elected, I need you once I'm elected. I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure.
Look at him. Look at Trump. Look at Trump. Oh.
Come on, we know.
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. This is a joke. Oh, I can't.
I wonder what would happen if he just took all of his media that he's playing between now and tomorrow night and just played that clip and the blah, 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 just on TV nonstop.
Oh my gosh. So for those of you that don't know, that was a clip of Joe Biden speaking, followed by Jim Carrey in Liar Liar, where he went blah, 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 and he played that at a rally with thousands of people.
Oh yeah, thousands.
Golly, is it? Oh man. Okay. Oh man, I don't even. This is so great. You know what? This makes our job so easy, though. You know it. Not anything hard in this world right now, unless you want to be serious about politics. SEAL Team 6. Anybody heard a little news about that there on Friday night, Saturday morning? The nation's number one, the old number one team there, SEAL Team 6, went in and saved a bunch of saved a American hostage, Philip Walton, who was being held in Nigeria. 7 abductors, all killed. They gone.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. Look, here's the bottom line. This is the type of president I want. The type of president that'll pull the trigger on a very sophisticated, very difficult hostage rescue for one American citizen. 7 on 1. What's great is the precision hostage rescue mission terminated all but one of the captors simultaneously. You got to love that. Snap your fingers, 6 people die. And honestly, to save an American. You know what happens when you play? You know what? I try to teach my son English every weekend. I try to have a class with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what our phrase was this weekend? Play dumb games, get dumb prizes. That's what I was teaching my son this weekend because it's true. If you play dumb games, you get dumb prizes. Hey, Nigeria, you play dumb games, you get dumb prizes. Bottom line. This would be a perfect opportunity for my son to chime in with his new words that he learned this week. Because, or as my grandfather used to say, you mess with the bull, you get the horns.
Your son will be a SEAL Team 6, and he'll knock on the door and go,
play
trick
dumb
or treat,
games, get dumb
smell
prizes.
my feet.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, man. This is, golly, this is something. This is something. I never imagined that we'd be standing here. I know that. Playing Jim Carrey at campaign rallies.
Yeah. Biden has given a lot of material. There's been a lot of.
My gosh.
I would love to know how many YouTube views
Joe
compiled
Biden
for all the.
gets,
yeah.
866-494-9866. 866-494-WVNN. We would love to hear from you. This next segment, we could load the phones up. We could do a phone. I don't know. We got to come up with a name for our phone segment here. Some folks have phone trolls. Some have phone. We got to come up with a name for our phone segment, but we need to hear from you. It is the election eve, and we've been talking election all day long from the perspective of humor, hopefully. Try not to be too serious about any of this stuff because at the end of the day, we have our responsibility in it, certainly, but God's sovereignty will reign supreme when it's all said and done. And so we are going to laugh and enjoy it and have a great time with it. Not taking it lightly by any stretch, but certainly finding the humor in it.
You think 2020 was bad? Wait till 2021 and Madagascar. Look it up. I don't know how to spell it, but look it up.
Yeah, I would love to Google that. I would love to Google. Go ahead, Connor. I see Connor. Connor got a smirk on his face and reached for the old keyboard here. Madagascar. How do you?
It's where Thor's from.
Okay. Okay.
No results.
No results. Madagascar. No results. Yeah. Golly. It doesn't get any better than that. 866-494-9866. Have I updated everybody on Eric yet? I don't know if I have. Eric is fine. He's home. Eric is home. He is healthy. He's thankful for his prayers that you guys all. He said he felt them, and certainly wanted to thank everyone for those. My wife just texted me. Unfortunately, she just dropped my son off at daycare, or she was going to have him call in and say, play dumb games, get dumb prizes. That would have been fantastic, but we're a little late on the trigger.
I was scrolling through some of the news headlines, and speaking of your playing, getting the dumb prizes going on, have you ever thought about doing the whole dine and dash and just not pay?
No.
Has that ever crossed your mind?
Never.
Well,
Never.
This lady in British Columbia did it. Went to the bathroom, crawled into a ceiling vent.
Wow. Really committed.
Crawled through. The manager called the police when he heard them crawling above the ceiling tiles. But the dumb prizes is when her big booty fell through the ceiling and landed in the kitchen. So there's your dumb prize. I'm thinking
my God.
I would try to sneak
just walk out the door.
Right.
Just walk out the door. She's like, all right, it's time for Dine and Dash Mission Impossible style.
I mean, was she just wanting to? Was she just wanting to try something like that just to see if she could?
Where did she think said ceiling tiles would lead to an exit?
Yeah, that's the thing I've never understood. Like, hey, what are you gonna? Oh, I'm gonna climb up here in the ceiling and get out. Where? Where?
That's in the movies. They already have it planned out. That's not in real life. Oh, my goodness.
There you go. Dumb prize right there.
Oh, my gosh. Connor?
She was going to hide there until closing time and then leave when there
Wait.
was no one else in the building.
Yeah, there you go. Because
Okay.
that makes sense.
Did it-
That's a lot
did
of
it
work
say
for a
what
free
restaurant
meal.
it was?
I don't know.
A lot of work for a free meal.
Did it say what restaurant it was?
No, it just said it was.
I'm curious why that would matter.
Because I might consider doing that with Connors. No, I'm just kidding.
Connors or Ruth Chris. I'd be like, maybe you would.
Ba-dum-bum. Ba-dum-bum. Bum-bum.
Enjoyed her Subway sandwich and then crawled into the.
Yeah.
I don't
The
think-
sandwich
yeah, exactly.
artist made her sandwich and she climbed away.
Yeah,
Let's
I
go.
don't think I could lift myself up through the tiles.
I would say that's probably true. Let's go to a break. When we come back, one more segment. We want to hear from you. 866-494-9866. 866-494-WVNN. Call us or you're a communist. You heard it here first. Boomer.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
As you know, our friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of their life. He didn't stop at the MyPillow. Let me tell you something. I just got my Giza Dream bed sheets, and they are unbelievable. Mike found this cotton called Giza cotton. It's incredibly soft, super breathable, extremely durable, 60-day money back. That same money back guarantee, that same 10-year warranty that you have on that MyPillow you love so much. The first night you sleep on the Giza sheets, you will never want anything else. Let me tell you something. My son, he's 4. He knows the difference. He knows the difference. He said, Daddy, where are those soft sheets that Mr. Mikey sent me? I said, don't worry, kid, I got you. Pulled them out of the dryer, put them on there. Listen, you right now have a special offer. You will receive 2 for 1 low price and free shipping on the Giza Dream Sheets if you call 1-800-889-7318 or go to mypillow.com/radio specials. Use the promo code BEARD. Again, mypillow.com, radio specials, promo code BEARD.
In any home, cabinets are an instrumental part of your design. So, when you open your current cabinets, what instrument do they play? Wouldn't you rather they sounded like this? They can. It just takes one call to us.
Cabinet Express Online, North Alabama's premier cabinet supplier. Whether you want a complete custom kitchen or some of our RTA line, at Cabinet Express Online, you will get the most value out of your hard-earned money every time. Are you looking for framed or frameless? Either way, in no time at all, your dream kitchen can be a reality. And the only place you should trust to bring that dream to life is Cabinet Express Online. Schedule your free design consultation today with Cabinet Express Online. Call 256-289-7355. That's 289-7355. And online at CabinetExpressOnline.com. Design your custom kitchen today with Cabinet Express Online.
You go as hard as you can. And then a little harder.
And then it was like I stepped funny, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I could barely walk on it.
Okay, let's take a look.
At Lang Chiropractic, we'll help your sports performance and your overall health by improving your range of motion, flexibility, relieving inflammation, and so much more. Focusing to improve your health and wellness in all areas of your life. Whether you're having trouble with back pain, neck pain, or just want to start feeling better when you wake up in the morning, Dr. David Lang is focused on a whole person approach, finding those underlying causes and creating a personalized plan for your individual needs. Schedule your visit by calling 256-444-1600. That's 444-1600 at Lang Chiropractic on Highway 72 East in Athens in the Publix Shopping Center. Visit us online at langchiropracticcenter.com. Lang Chiropractic, we've got your back. Come see us today.
Stay informed and entertained all day long. Only on WVNN.
Welcome back to Boomer and the Beard. I am Zach Walker, your big, bold, beautiful bearded host. This morning is Monday morning, Election Eve edition. Let me tell you about Purcell Lumber and Custom Millwork. If you are a do-it-yourselfer or a contractor, you got to build a house, you got to build a fence, you got to do a honeydew for the wife. Don't do anything until you go to Purcell Lumber and Custom Millwork. If you need the tools, if you need the materials, if you need the nails, if you need the whatever you need, they've got it there here in Athens at Purcell Lumber and Custom Millwork. Give them a call today, 256-232-6320. You'll be met by a smiling masked face who will really make sure to really care about the customer service, which is a lost art form nowadays. They will take great care of you. Just tell them the Beard sent you. Again, Purcell Lumber Custom Millwork, 256-232-6320. Okay, so we talked a little bit about the Navy SEALs. I'm just kind of looking over some more headlines here. Where do we want to go? Do we want to go to Joe Biden calling Trump supporters ugly folks? Do we want to go to Democrats boycotting Home Depot, or do we want to go to Comrade Newsom in California sending his kids to private school when no one else can?
Interesting on Newsom. Have you heard they're saying that he possibly will be the next Democrat candidate for president? That was brought up last night.
Oh, they just hate winning. They just hate winning, apparently. God, what a terrible, terrible idea that would be. All right, well, then let's you answer my question. Let's see what they're talking about here. Gavin Newsom sends his children to private school. Many California kids can't go. Governor Gavin Newsom sent his children back to their private school this week, while at the same time the state has forbid hundreds of thousands of other kids from attending their school in person. I'm sorry? Huh?
Do as I say, not as I do.
Oh, my gosh. It's funny how Sacramento County was allowed to do it, and then isn't it interesting how the man making the rules, his kids, their county just so happens to be open.
Man.
Okay.
Strange word. You're a big James Spann fan. Did you see another thing that's over the weekend? You know, there was a 2.5 earthquake.
Yes, in Huntsville.
Yeah. Did you see, though? It was very funny on James Spann's social media. Someone said, "James, I know you do a lot of weather updates, but could you do earthquake warnings?" So there's the types of people that we have living
Connor,
here.
did you know there was an earthquake in Huntsville?
I heard about it. I did not feel anything.
No, and I was awake. I was awake for it, and I did not know that it happened.
Yeah, I heard about it the morning after.
It was a 2.5 on the Bethel rating.
Yeah, on the Richter. Detected in Morgan County, 5 minutes south of Redstone Arsenal, 15 miles south of Huntsville, at 9:30.
They were testing bombs on the Arsenal.
Kapooyah, kapooyah. This is the 7th earthquake to hit Alabama in 2020. Did you know that?
Did not.
The 7th one?
Yep.
This year?
It's tied for the 3rd strongest to hit the state this year.
Man.
Wow.
Look, AL.com here. They're a bastion of great news.
Back about 15 years ago, when I was living in Huntsville, we had an earthquake then. We experienced it, and everybody came out of their houses. We lived in a neighborhood. We all came out of the house, and we were like, "What was that? Like, did y'all feel that?" And then we found out that it was a, tiny earthquake that happened right there. Like, apparently we live really close to a hot
fault line
area. Yeah.
No, I'm trying to.
Like, seriously.
Well, you got the New Madrid fault, which is, cuts like through Paducah, Kentucky, and parts of Mississippi.
I feel like the fact that you know that's a little weird.
I'm from Kentucky, so that's something they bring up.
So we study our fault lines, tectonic plates and stuff. Did I get that right? Tectonic? Did I say that right?
I'm smarter than you think.
I think you did.
Connor shakes his head yes. So Bernie Marcus, the co-founder of Home Depot. Have you read this article?
I have not.
He endorsed Donald Trump for the 2020 election. Calls him the heir of Ronald Reagan. I like that. which was immediately met with uproar by Democrats online. So he writes this opinion piece on Fox News. It's titled, "Trump Deserves a Second Term and Has My Vote. Here's Why." The 91-year-old billionaire is hopeful that the U.S. economy is rebounding, and we've seen a record-setting 33.1% GDP in the third quarter. Marcus applauded Trump for instituting a travel ban in China on 31st, which Joe Biden opposed. Marcus is impressed with Operation Warp Speed, yada, yada, yada. So he just goes and outlines why he feels like this guy deserves a second chance. Now, as you might imagine, angry Democrats saw the Home Depot co-founder supporting Trump launch the, quote, hashtag boycott Home Depot campaign, which didn't hurt their sales at all because nobody that's a liberal knows how to use a power tool. So it didn't really matter whatsoever. So there's the end of that. But no, this whole thing where if anyone disagrees, that's where we have to land on all this. And that's where we'll land the show today. It's okay for people to disagree with you. People don't have to see everything the way you see it. And the response cannot be, if the state of our republic becomes cancel everyone who doesn't agree with you, you end up with a one-party system. That's called a monarchy. Am I wrong? I mean, what happened to this country where we were no longer allowed to have disagreeing views? At what point, I mean, we've seen president after president. I mean, even Obama and Bush have a decent relationship after transfer of power. There's a respect. And that is gone. It is gone. Our country is so divided right now. And so my question to you is going to be, who's going to be the one that unites the country? And I don't know the answer to that question, honestly. They both have some divisive qualities about them.
Well, the joke's on us because they're up there and we see them on TV and they get on and they hate everybody, but then they're drinking together. They're party. It's like the Wile E. Coyote, where they're checking in, they clock in and they go tear each other apart, and then they clock out. It's exactly what they do, but we just believe how much they hate each other, and we've played into their hands.
I was once involved in a lawsuit, okay? And in this lawsuit, I gave a deposition, and my deposition lasted like 7.5. It was long deposition, and it was pretty heated. And I was a witness to this. It was, for everyone that's out there freaking out, it wasn't anything crazy. It was a business deal thing, and so like I had been pretty well attacked for 3 or 4 hours by this attorney, and he was making some pretty crazy claims that were absolutely untrue, but he was trying to rile me up. It was working, okay? And we broke for lunch, and all of a sudden it snapped, and he was like, "All right, where y'all want to go eat?" And he looked at me, he was like, "You want to go?" And I was like, if I go anywhere with you, it's to the parking lot, and I'm going to whoop your – me and you going to go out there, and your daddy's money frat boy suit's going to end up on the ground. And I looked at my attorney, and he just started laughing. And so me and him ended up spending lunch together, and he was like, "Dude, it's so crazy because these guys don't hate you. They don't even dislike you. It's their job. This is a game. This is a big game. All they're doing is they're trying to get you riled up. They'll say whatever they've got to say to get what they need out of you to perform for their client who's paying them tons of money to do that. It's no different. That's all politics is. It's a big shell game. They're moving pieces on a big board, and we're those pieces. And we're just being moved around the board, and we're allowing them to do that. And the reality is, like I said, we cannot find ourselves in a position as a country where the opposing view is completely canceled because we end up with one view, and then we become the monarchy.
It can't be Alabama-Auburn. It can't be.
Shoot, there's more civility in that rivalry.
Because I guarantee you, if Nick Saban were to go, I'm kind of done with Alabama, I really would like to go help Auburn out. The Auburn fans would be like, "Yeah, I'm good," as much as they've hated it, and vice versa.
Yeah, you kidding me? Auburn would be all about it. For the love of God, they gave Gus an extension. So, you're not wrong. And then Alabama fans would be over here like,
kill Saban.
He's dead to us. Right. Like, you saw what we did to the Tumors Oaks.
He should have died with the corona.
Easy.
No, they would. I guarantee you,
the voice is a little weird.
There's people that would say crazy stuff like that.
Makes me feel weird.
Sorry.
It's okay. I don't know, man.
We all go to the ball field. We all hang out. We're not walking up in the Walmart going, "Hey, you just walked by me. Are you a Republican or Democrat?" Real life doesn't hit the way that everything does. It's all about motivating, and I really feel like we talked about the Trump momentum. The fact that these people are getting out and doing all these, riding in their cars with the flags and the boats, and it says a lot.
Oh, there is an energy about. There is momentum afoot. And it's why I think Connor will find himself quite surprised tomorrow night, or maybe in a month and a half when we actually figure out what actually happened yet tomorrow. But I really do believe that there is a significant momentum shift happening, and I think that the best thing that's happened is the worst thing that's happened in really rallying the voters to get out and do something. And so, again, I don't know.
I've not seen too many Biden diaper drives. So, I mean, it's
okay. That was a good one. That was it. You even got a smile out of Connor over there. You even got a smile out of Connor with your diaper joke. And diaper jokes usually don't do it for Connor. So you're not wrong. It's going to be interesting on the eve of this election. We find ourselves 100% unsure of what's going to happen, but we are sure of one thing, and that's God's sovereignty will reign in all of this. You've listened to the Monday morning edition of Boomer and the Beard. It is your favorite, the best, the smartest show in morning radio. We will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. Election day. Get out and vote. We'll see you guys in the morning.